Hi everyone, welcome to UTV Guna and our show The Roaring Gunners from the City of Joy. I'm delighted to have Shadi on with me from the Arsenal Bengal supporters group. Hi bro, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you? I'm fine after the
Good.
victory yesterday. I hope you are
Yeah,
great as well.
yeah, definitely make today a much better day after winning last night. It was a tough game, you know. I don't think we performed that well and we got the points, grinded out the victory. That's the main thing with that. But yeah, we made it difficult for ourselves as well, getting the red card. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the game?
I think we were the better team in the first half. We got a scrappy goal, but we were much in control, Wolves never had a chance in the first half. And yeah, we made it difficult for ourselves because, again, another red card, four red cards now in 6 matches this year. So, yeah, we made it difficult, but it's all about 3 points, I do believe, because at this time, it doesn't matter how good or how bad you play. The thing that matters the most is the 3 points, and we managed that. So thank God for that, and I'm happy with that. I will take that any day because rather than playing beautifully and losing, I will take playing scrappy football and winning. So I'm quite content with it. Although we can perform better, we must, but victory is the most important thing right now. 3 points. So yeah, happy man.
Yeah, in situations like this, we're being in bad form, and sometimes you're not playing well. You just getting the points, grinding out the result. It really helps. It should lift the players' confidence now. So hopefully that'll help us. It was also really important after the results we saw during the week. Man United dropping points to Burnley and Tottenham losing to Southampton 3-2. Did you see them games?
Yeah, I saw both the games. Yeah, it was quite pleasing. To see both of them dropping points. And Spurs, I was, when Son scored 2-1, I thought, oh my God, again, they will be getting away with 3 points. But then the Saints played extremely well. Two great hitters. You have to just praise the way Southampton played. Two superb hitters and, big 3 points for Saints as well. They are now, I think, 11th or 12th in the league. They're doing well. The recent resurgence under Ralph, so they're looking good. And I think it was very important for Manchester United to get 3 points, and I'm very delighted that they didn't get it. I think Burnley played extremely well as well, so very happy that they both dropped points, especially Spurs, because now they are, I think, 3 points behind. At the moment, they had to get kind of 2 points in 2 matches to match our points, to match the number of points that we have. So they have done pretty poorly in their last couple of matches. So it just now I think now it's completely in our hands to get into top four, which is a good thing. And I was actually very kind of nervous that in the past there have been many occasions where there had been an opening and we haven't capitalized onto it. But this time we got the 3 points, so very relieved.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. That's positive. Just looking at the game itself now. So, it's a tight game. Wolverhampton are a good team. We know it's their ground. So it's tight. When we got the goal, it was a bit of a scruffy goal. Well done to Gabriel. Reacted really well. Reacted first to get the touch and get into the back of the net. So that was really good for us. And then after that, we seemed to get more confidence and we started to play better. But then, we got the red card. What were your thoughts on the red cards?
I haven't seen that any ever in my life. It is within the rules. I checked it that it is within the rules to give a player two yellows, within one phase of the play. But I think Gabriel Martinelli was a bit, I think he was cynical there. He shouldn't have been, challenging. The second challenge was unnecessary. And I think it was quite evident that he would be getting the yellow card after the block that he made while the Wolves player was throwing. And then coming running backwards and challenging like that is a bit, I should say, naive from him, but he's a young player, he will learn. But it's kind of 50-50 where you can give one yellow only, or you can give two yellow cards. And given the records that referees have against us when we play the red card, so it was quite coming. So
Yeah, it was silly of
it was
Martinelli. It was silly of him, but it was a bit
Yeah, it was
harsh.
very silly of him because you shouldn't be doing that, especially after you have made a challenge that is certain to give you a yellow card. So, but what can you say? It is as it is.
The referee was a bit extra harsh. I think the referee could have been a bit more lenient there. Said, "All right, look, I've just booked him. It's like a heat of a moment kind of thing. You know, these things happen. A mistake. I felt he could have just said, like, you know, final warning. You've just been yellow carded. Don't do anything like that again. You know." But he didn't want to give him a chance. And then we're down to 10 men. And I was nervous. I was like, how long's left? How long's left? We need to hold out. The good thing is that we've all been saying that under Arteta, our defense has improved. We showed it a lot this season. We showed it in the Liverpool game. We went down to 10 men then. We had good practice of being down to 10 men against Liverpool. And recently, as you said, we had so many red cards. So we had a lot of practice for playing with 10 men. But no,
Yeah,
great effort by the boys. Really, they dug in. That's what's required in situations like that. And we got the result. In terms of your man of the match, who do you think was the man of the match?
I think it's quite easy. Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel has to be the man of the match for his goal and for his defensive display as well. I think in terms of defensive display, if you tell me I can't single one player out, everyone was excellent. And you have to mention Rob Holding as well. The guy came on for 18, 20 minutes maybe, but I think he made 9 clearances in that time, 100% aerial duel zone. So he made a huge mark as well. But my man of the match for yesterday's match was Gabriel for sure, for his goal.
Yeah.
And
Another player that needs a big shout out as well is Ramsdale. Yet again,
yeah,
some
yeah,
critical saves.
absolutely. It
We've
was
really
great.
found a good goalkeeper. We've found a really good goalkeeper there. Got to give it to the board and Arteta for that one because many of us.
Yeah. Everyone was skeptical, including me, regarding that transfer, and he has proved one of us wrong. Which is
Yeah.
very good.
Respect to Ramsdale. Keep it going. It's nice to have a solid goalkeeper. You're not worried about when's the next error going to come, or he's good with his feet as well. So playing really well. Well done to him. And yeah, looking ahead now. So we've got Brentford coming up. We've got a break this weekend. So we're meant to be playing Chelsea, but they're playing in the
Yeah.
World Cup Championships. Yeah, so the reason we're not playing this weekend is because of their involvement in that competition. So it means we get a good rest again. It's funny because we just had a long rest. That break without the FA Cup, so we had a longer rest with that. We played one league game now, and we've got another long rest. So the players going into that Brentford game should be really fresh. I was speaking to another fan earlier today when we're doing our show with Derek Inderbar, and he was saying he wants us to get revenge on Brentford after that first game. What they did in their first game, obviously it's their first game in the Premier League. They're really up for it, and they were celebrating like crazy. And it was at our expense. We can understand them doing that, but it was at our expense. So like we're after some revenge now. And yeah, hopefully we can give them a good thrashing when they come here. What's your thoughts on the game?
I think we have to get 3 points against Brentford because their form has dipped a lot, in the last few months. The way they started, and it has really been cooled out after their hot start in the season. And in the first match that they won against us, I think they were both Aubameyang and Lacazette were missing due to the COVID. I think they both had COVID at that time. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, that was a great match. We were very poor in that match, and they were up for it. The crowd was electric out there, and they got a deserved win at that time. But yeah, I think this should be in the coming week. On 19th of February, I think the match is at Emirates. It's a must win game, and we will be winning that. I think we will be winning that given our given we play a full team, given there's no new COVID cases or no injuries in the training. I think we'll be good against Brentford.
Yeah, hopefully we get the job done there. Like I said, there's a bit of a break for that now. To get some other news. So since we last spoke, Arteta had his press conference, the first one after the transfer window closed. So he was asked a lot of questions relating to the transfer window, relating to Aubameyang. So starting with the transfer window, he said that the reason we didn't bring anyone in is because we couldn't get anyone that we felt would improve our team at that moment. So they weren't going to bring just anyone in. They wanted to get the right player. Now, they're going to say these things. But I'm sure that there's players out there that could have got if they really wanted to and they paid that extra bit of money. But yeah, what were your thoughts?
I think that is quite baffling for me because we saw Lacazette yesterday. We saw Nketiah yesterday. So Lacazette first half, a great cross from Cedric, missed the header. Then Saka teed him up. He hit it straight to the keeper. And then in the second half, when he should have buried it, he should have hit at least on target. He hit it off target. And Nketiah came on and he wasn't that much good either. So I don't think whether what it means about that he didn't find any striker will be improving our team. I think there should have been a striker bought, especially after we let Aubameyang go. But yeah, it's his gamble. If he thinks that this set of players are good enough for top four finish, it's okay. But I think there should have been at least one signing, at least one striker for us. And we saw even in the midfielder situation. If you saw yesterday in the first half, both Partey and Xhaka were yellow carded, and we all were fearing that, oh my God, another red is coming on the way. Either Xhaka or Partey will be getting over. But in the end, we got a red. Not either of them, but Martinelli, filled the quota of that. But still, I think there should have been a midfielder and a striker. But you can't move on about this as the transfer window is gone. All we have to do, I think, is now get behind the team and get behind the manager. If he thinks that this is his team, these are the players that will get him top four, then be it.
Yeah, we're talking about Lacazette. So, he's missed some big chances recently. Really,
Absolutely.
one of the chances, one against Burnley, should have buried that. That cost us points.
Yeah, open goal. That was open goal as well.
Luckily, the one yesterday didn't cost us any points. But also, like Arteta announced in his press conference, he's made Lacazette captain. So for the rest of the season, so he's put a lot of faith in him. We don't know what Lacazette's long-term future is. Is he going to sign a new contract? So it's all up in the air at the moment, And then that leads on to the Aubameyang situation. In the press conference, they asked him Aubameyang's comments that Arteta was the problem. So Arteta's response was, "I was the solution." Now, I really don't know what he means by that. You have any idea what he means by that?
I don't know. I think there are two sides of the stories. Two sides of the story because Aubameyang Aubameyang was quite clear that he had a problem with Arteta, and Arteta is now telling that he was the person who kind of solved the problem. So it's kind of it's kind of a mystery right now to understand what the exact thing that was going on between them. But I think we have now. I personally think that we have to move on. Aubameyang was a part of our history. It's very sad that he has gone. He was a very, very favorite player of mine, but I think we'll have to support the team now. I think if Arteta thinks that he has done a favor to the club by letting Aubameyang go, then let's see.
Yeah, Arteta's making the decisions. It's a situation now where the chance for top four is really there. Even if we've not strengthened, you can see what other teams, Man United didn't strengthen. Tottenham, they bought a couple of players in, but they didn't really get anyone big in either. West Ham, they didn't strengthen, but they keep getting the wins. We don't really want to count them out too soon. They could be right up there till the end. But we've got such a good chance. Even Chelsea, if they have a couple of bad results, then they can be dragged into the race as well. So there's definitely opportunity there to get a top four finish. It's down to us now. There were 17 games before yesterday. There's now 16. We got that win. So it's really important now. Arteta focuses on the tactics, sets us up right and keeps getting the results. Obviously, we want to perform better. I do worry still about us in attack. It didn't look that good. But like I say, we're talking about Lacazette missing them chances. If your striker's not getting you the goals, it puts a lot of pressure on the team because you normally want the striker that's getting you 20, 25 goals a season. So for us, we're having to share that out with some of the other players. I mean, if they're not scoring, the strikers are not scoring. Yesterday, we relied on a scrappy goal from one of our defenders, but that's not going to be always likely to happen that way, as we know. So they got to work on it in the training ground, get Lacazette shooting boots on, get him hours and hours of shooting practice. Just practice, shoot on target. At the very least, get it on target. If the keeper saves it after that, all right, cool. But at the least, he's been missing, as you said, the open goal against Burnley. And that 1-on-1 yesterday, it's a chance that a top striker's got to be putting away. You know, it's kind of a chance. So I'm sure Aubameyang would be putting it away. I know Aubameyang wasn't so good this season, but normally he's a very good finisher, and that sort of chance he would put away. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Another thing is that another funny fact is that both Lacazette and Gabriel has 3 goals in the Premier League. Our top striker, that is one, and our top central defender both have got same number of goals. So that tells the story a bit. But here, I think all we can hope now that in the remaining 16 games that we have, we give our everything and we just do the right things at the critical moments. We have seen that we have left things out too little, too late in the past few years, past few seasons, I should say. And it shouldn't be happening this time because it's crucial. I think if we don't get top four, and if we don't get top four, I'm quite sure that all the players who have a bright future, the players like Saka, Martinelli, and all the youngsters, they will think, okay, should we be still staying at this club or should we take the bigger offers? Because there will be offers for them. Liverpool are already into it. Klopp has been repeatedly saying about Martinelli, and we've seen, and and the players like Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, they all will be gaining attractions from bigger clubs. So the onus is completely up to us now to get top four and then sort things out in your attack. And it's either make or break time, I do believe, because if we don't do the things right in the coming 3 or 4 months, it will really have some harsh consequences, I do believe.
yeah. I read an article today online talking about Manchester City might be interested in Saka. They were saying that Saka would ideally want to play Champions League football, as most the best players would want. So if we go by too many more years without having Champions League football, you wouldn't blame the player for thinking, I want to play in that competition. It's the elite competition in club football. So as much as he's an Arsenal boy through and through, come through our academy, if we're not getting that Champions League football soon, players like him, as you said, the Martinelli's, the Emma Smith Rose, they might not want to renew their contracts. They might be like, we can go to other places, we get more money, as well as getting the Champions League football. We know that a lot of these teams are able to pay a lot more money as well. So it's critical that we do start getting the Champions League football. And as you said, it has a big knock-on effect. So if we don't get Champions League football this season, it just delays the whole process because we're not going to get in the players we would have got if we got Champions League football. So that means we're not going to be able to strengthen as much as we would like. And financially as well, we're not going to get the kind of money you get when you're playing in the Champions League, even if we get Europa League. So then the whole process and this process they've been telling us about will just get delayed further. So that's why it's critical. It's a big moment, I'd say, in our history right now. If you look back at the last 10, 15 years, it was like, okay, 20 years ago, competing for the league title. Then we moved stadium and we had that whole process going on. It was like getting top four. That's good. That's the bare minimum. Okay, fine, get top four to get top four. And then all of a sudden from that, gone to trying to get top four. And we were in the Europa League for a few years. I mean, now it's got so bad, we couldn't even get into the Europa League last season. So it's just been a big decline.
We couldn't even get to the Conference League last season. But of European football. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think this juncture of time will define where Arsenal go in the coming decade or so. Because if we get Champions League football this next season, I'm quite sure people will be happy. We will be better in terms of revenue and all. Will be in better position in terms of getting world-class players to the club, and things will look good. Things will be better. But if we don't get, I think there can be very harsh consequences, as I said earlier, because top four is it's very, very necessary at this moment. Very necessary, because I don't see these youngsters, the world-class youngsters that we do have, are staying at our club if we don't get top four in the coming season or so. They will be leaving. They will be going, yeah, I have had enough. Now I'll have to move on to the next chapter where I will be getting bigger opportunities, as you said, better money as well. Why should they stay at this club? It's absolutely vital. And the good thing, the only positive thing at this very moment is that we do have only Premier League games to concentrate. We do have 16 games that all we have, whole of February, March, April, and May, up to a couple of weeks. We can just concentrate on into that, give our everything. And this is what can I say, man? This is a
Make or
very,
break.
very
It's like the make or break,
important.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely make or break. As famous Mahatma Gandhi said, "Karenge ya marenge." We either do or we die.
yeah.
So yeah, it is that kind of time, I do believe.
And let's hope now we can go on a good run. We're on a really good run through November, December time. So if we can go on a run like that again, keep getting the wins, keep getting the points, and then hopefully it'll be a comfortable finish in the top four, even top three. Get ahead of Chelsea too. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, as I can tell you that we have some relatively easier games as well. Brentford home, Wolves home, then Watford away, Leicester home, Villa away, and Crystal Palace away. These all 6 games are winnable games. So if we can rack up at least 16 points out of the next 18, and then we have Brighton home as well. So out of these 21 points that we have, if we can rack up at least 17 to 18 points, then I think we'll be at the right course. And it's quite evident that we'll have to get it, to keep our top 4 hopes alive and even consolidate and finish in the top 3. You never know. As you say, Chelsea are a bit shaky at this time. We have seen in the past couple of weeks that they haven't been at their best, so we can topple them as well. Third spot, as you said, because they haven't a bit in the last couple of matches as we have seen. So the third spot is maybe up for grabs as well if we can continue a run. If we can get 7 wins in the next 7 games, as I said, they all are winnable games according to me, because I do believe that the quality that we have, we can beat all these teams. But whether we'll be doing that is a completely different thing. But if we can rack up some wins under our belt, get our confidence back as well, enhance it, and then you never know. But for that, we'll have to see the results. We have seen that we have dreamed a lot in the past as well about getting all these things, but we have seen nothing coming. So yeah, I'm content. I'm contenting myself. In the past in the past, I have been, a bit too eager that after 3 or 4 games, I've given, okay, yeah, we are back and all. But then we have seen that we are crashing down yet again. So I'm just trying to contain myself. I hope the results will be coming. Then I'm taking game by game. We have to take game by game.
Yeah, no, you're right. We can't think too far ahead. Just take it game by game.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing in the last couple of seasons. So, I'm not just, like I say, since earlier, it's been just like a long decline. So it's from the last 20 years, just been going downwards. The expectations have been dropping. I was speaking to another fan on our big man breakdown show we do, and Nathan, he was saying, like, you look at it now, we're talking about Wolves as a big game. We'll never ever be considered playing Wolverhampton a big game. Big games are Manchester United, Manchester City now, Chelsea, Liverpool, and here we were talking about playing Wolves as a big game. So if you're a Liverpool right now, or a Chelsea fan, or a Manchester City fan, man, wouldn't look at Wolves as a big game. I'll be thinking, like, we're coming here, this is a team we should be confident of beating them. But we're looking at that game a little bit nervous. It's a big game. Wolves are a rival. So that's how bad he's got. He was making me laugh when I was speaking to him, because he's like, Wolves are a rival. That's how bad he's got.
I think in the next couple of seasons, you may consider Newcastle as well a rival as well, after all the injection of money that they have now. Right?
Oh, yeah, they might surpass us. They might go on to Manchester City and Chelsea. And that's the thing. We cannot keep letting this happen. We need to invest. Our owners really need to invest. So this summer is a huge transfer window. And yeah, let's see what they do. And yeah, let's first of all concentrate on, let's just say, game by game. Roll on Brentford.